Did you get to watch Cowboy Bebop?
I have not yet seen the new Cowboy Bebop.
Gotcha. So we'll keep this very spoiler free for folks that have not gotten to watch it. Just kind of just give impressions of it, especially also since Steve has not gotten to watch it. But actually, Lindy Fitness is online. We got to talk about it a little bit last night, and things that immediately stand out. Like, I love the character relationships. They are slightly different than how they are in anime, but to the show's credit, I am glad that they didn't try to just completely copy that. Like, Faye and Spike don't necessarily they're still sniping at each other. Like, they're still because obviously we need that. That's a good catalyst in the show. But it's a little different. Faye's bite isn't as strong in this as it is in the anime, and I think that actually works out pretty great. John Cho, his the way he's incredibly witty. Him and Mustafa Shakir, I could watch him and him as Jet Black. I could watch them riff off each other all the time. So I feel like that those things work really well.
Nice. But
and Lenny I'm gonna use the word Lenny Fitness said, it feels stiff. So it just feels like they don't quite live in this yet. Like, you can tell, like, and again, visually it looks really great. So, but it doesn't feel like they've lived in that visual, if it makes sense. Like, I love John Cho being in the suit, in the classic Spike suit, but in some ways it felt like they were trying to force certain things to fit moments, and it just didn't quite always gel together. There's some choreography that I think is amazing. I'm looking at them like, that's really good, especially the gunplay. Whenever they're shooting or running around, that looks really good.
Nice.
Some of them,
that's a major facet of it, so that's got to be good.
But some of the martial arts doesn't. It's not, and again, it's not even that necessarily that the movements are bad. It just doesn't flow the way it seems slow. It seems like it just doesn't flow as well as it could, and I can't necessarily nail down, is that an editing problem because it like chopped maybe some of this a little too much and didn't just like let us watch it. I also didn't know if it was possibly because of the music, because like if you go back and watch the anime, you have some stuff that, while it's not technically synced up to the music, it does feel like it
the energy of the music like fits the moment.
So when you have these kind of slower fight choreos happening, but the music is like dun 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 dun, and it's like I didn't quite. And I think the thing that immediately I thought in my head was Baby Driver by Edgar Wright, in that first scene where they're doing the bank heist, and the music and the getaway are well synced up together. So I'm not saying I was necessarily looking for that, but this feels so far away from that as an idea.
Does it? I was gonna say, does it feel like it's when somebody takes like another song and plays it over something else and it doesn't fit?
Yes, that is. Yeah. There you go. Perfect. That's what it feels like.
But if you played Guile's theme over it, would it make it better?
Probably.
I'm interested. I mean, I'm gonna watch it anyway, but I will watch it from the perspective of fight choreography, and I'll let you know what I think.
Yeah. So, and there's some good. Again, I don't necessarily want to talk about the changes that happen, because there are some changes that happen. And as someone again that's watched this anime a bunch growing up, I was glad to at least like, hey, you're gonna take a stab and make this go a different direction. Cool.
I'm like, cool. I get to see new stuff that I don't know everything that's about to happen, so that's fun.
So that was much appreciated. So I think the reviews, I don't know what it was scored on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it was around in the 50s. That might be a touch low. I maybe would, if it was like 6 out of 10, I think that's fair. It's like they hit some stuff really well. There's some that's just, some fans are just not gonna like it because it doesn't hit the exact beat.
It's not exactly the same. Yeah.
So I'm like, I think that's fair. I would just bump it up one point basically, or 10%. Get it around the 60s, because I think that's fair. And maybe after they've had the time to do this one season and to give us a second season, that maybe they can actually really, because that feeling of being lived in, maybe they can really have it nailed by the time they go into season 2. So, again, character-wise, I think they got it. They feel like the spiritual pieces of these characters. Just you gotta, like Slendy Fitness said, they're stiff. They're stiff. You're not flowing. You're not flowing.